welcome back to another live. Sebastian Lane with your boy Dave and Rasta. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Another week, another show. We actually got a big time guest coming on. Here in a few minutes, he'll hop in. Big time Miami Hurricane target out of Armwood, which obviously Miami's trying to get a stronghold in. So I can't wait to get him on. He should be hopping on here in a few minutes. Till then, go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what to do. Please get us back on track where we should be. What's going on, Dave? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Bye week, so we're nice and rested up, right? Ready now to beat UL, right? Get on the road, get a win, and get your ass back home. That's all that matters. You'll want to know this week, man. So I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I mean, I'm good, man. Like you said, bye week. I was bored, honestly. I like game weeks, man. I hate bye weeks.
Yeah.
But nothing to stress about. 6-0, getting ready to head into the back half of the season. Obviously, some big time guys coming through. Hopefully, not looking ahead to next week when Florida State comes to town. Another prime time game. Can't wait. We'll get into that guest list next week. That's going to be a massive visiting week. So it should be fun, man. I can't wait. Obviously, Louisville got over on us last year in a shootout down here. So now it's time to go up there and kind of get our get back, right? And then we keep the train rolling, going 7-0, trying to get back on track. And, obviously a big game next week, no matter what. You throw the records out the window, and it's just time to put up a shut up, right?
Yeah, this is that part of the schedule, man. We've had a nice little run here, 6-0. Started out with a bang, a couple nail biters, and now you get into it. Louisville, we know what they are every year. It don't matter. You just said throw the records out the window when we play FSU. It's kind of getting that way with Louisville, man. It just always seems like you line up and it just back and forth with them. So, I would love to see come out, at noon on the road, and a complete game would be great. I want to see what we look like after a bye week. There's something else we kind of cringe a little bit, right? We said it was bye weeks. We're not used to coming out looking like we should. So hopefully all that's squared away, man, and we come out looking healthy. Big 6'4", Mr. Rivers supposed to be back on the scene. So, get the band back together, man. Let's go out there and look like we're supposed to look. Get a big old win at UL, and then we'll talk later about the next game. But I ain't talking about them right now.
Yeah, I mean Louisville's just as big, right? And I mean, as much
It
as I understand they're not as big as a rival as Florida State, Louisville's always kind of been that little brother,
Yeah.
to us too. So it's a big game. Obviously, some guys up there from Miami, they're starting running back right now. True freshman Isaac Brown, right down here, exit one at Homestead. I mean, I know he wants to get his get back too. Miami not really pushing for him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then obviously got Ja'Cory Brooks, the wide receiver one, who has actually had an incredible season this year. So,
Yeah.
a lot of things to look forward to. Their quarterback used to play for our coach up in Oregon. So, there's a lot of different things that you can look at, man. And regardless of whatever we say, that coach up there, Coach Braum, he's a hell of a play caller. So we're definitely going to have to go up there and really bring our A game. And like you said, I mean, we haven't done much coming out of bye weeks in previous years. I mean, long. This isn't just last few years on Mario. This has been going on for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
This kind of where you look to see if the culture is changing, how's things going, where are we at, with everything falling. And it's a big game. Regardless, I understand Louisville's only 4-2. They didn't have an elite record last year, but they were predicted to be one of the top teams in the ACC this year. It's going to be very intriguing to me, to say the least, just to kind of see how everything goes and unfolds. So going up there, obviously hitting the road after a bye week is not going to be fun. So we have to obviously get our stuff prepared, get our stuff ready, and just come with it. At the end of the day, our guest just popped on, so I'm going to go ahead and get him on, man. I'm excited for this. Big time 4-star linebacker out of Armwood area, Mr. Kellen Wiley Jr. What's good, my boy? You hear me?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the time. Appreciate you coming on, man. for anybody that may not be on social media or may not be in to high school, who you are, where you from, and everything.
Kellen Wiley, Marwood High School, Tampa, Florida, checking in. Uh, Basically, I'm a 4-star linebacker. A couple months ago, I wasn't a no star, wasn't ranked at all. Came from Hillsborough High School, made the transfer to Armwood because of football, and it's paid off for me in the long run.
So I want to talk about that because that is kind of something that a lot of people don't understand with recruiting, right? Like you said, just a few months ago, man, you went from not a single recruiting site even talking about you to now you're one of the hottest recruits in the country. Not even just seeing a recruiting boost. How does how does that mindset help you? To stay humble, stay grounded, going from man, I was nobody even talking to me to now hundreds of schools across the country and coaches are reaching out to me.
Yes, sir. It's basically remembering where I came from, and that basically comes from like seeing my old teammates at Hillsborough. It's a lot of people there with a lot of good talent, but they don't got the chance to showcase it at a high level. Like me, I've been balling since my junior year. I'm gonna take y'all back to freshman year. I played behind Joseph Sip. He was the number one ranked linebacker in the city, and he ended up going to Bowling Green. He's balling. He started as a true freshman. He's starting now still. Uh, he'll be going to the job next year. So I played behind him my freshman year, and then sophomore year I end up tearing my MCL. I tore my MCL. I was done for the season. A lot of relatives close to me, homeboys passing away. It just went. It wasn't. I wasn't in a good headspace, so I started slacking off in school, which is going to end up biting me in the long run. But I started slacking off in school. My GPA dropped. Fast forward to junior year, I was getting back on the good track. I balled whole junior year. After that, I kind of like I had little schools like Toledo, Bowling Green, USF, and then it took for me to get Maryland. Then I started hearing from Florida State and stuff like that. That's at Hillsborough. If I would end up staying at Hillsborough, I probably would have been the biggest signing in the last couple of years because that don't really happen often. Uh,
I mean, and that's kind of something that you don't really see a lot of young men talk about, right? Is the mental side of football, right? There's a
yeah,
lot that goes in there. Like you said, your GPA drop, some things happen in your personal life, stuff like that. How do you battle through that? Like I think anybody on Twitter, man, sees your support system. Your pops is A1 with it. Everybody kind of understands that. But, kind of for anybody that's out there maybe coming up behind you, a younger guy, goes through injuries, kind of goes through some personal things. What's some ways, man, you could battle through that and kind of come out on top?
I just say stay grounded, stay grinding, turn all that pain into like I basically say turn it into motivation and grind. Um, Me when I was going through it with GPA dropping, I was ineligible to play. Family members dying, homeboys dying weeks apart. I just felt like it was over for football. But then it took for my homeboy, like my right hand man, he passed away. So I was basically like, I'm gonna do it for him. I start back playing football. Went out there mid season. It took to like the third or fourth game of my junior year. I started, and I went on a spree. I started just making big time plays all around. Um, and at the end of the season, I noticed that the people around me at the school wasn't. They didn't have the goals that I wanted. I had for myself. Like they were okay with being mediocre. They were okay with losing. And in my head, I wanted more. So that's what transitioned into me going to Armwood.
I got you. So I want to talk about that, right? So you transfer over to Armwood, and not only is Armwood one of the I mean, they've been around forever as a powerhouse in the state of Florida, but the talent is there for you guys this year, and y'all are balling out your mind. And you got guys like Tyler's committed to Georgia, Gerard who's committed to Miami, and then you also got Jalen who's committed to Florida, and you got some other dogs around on that team everywhere. What's that like going from Hillsborough over to Armwood? What's that transition? How does that make you better? And how do you feel like that's kind of transition to you being a better man moving forward?
Uh, I mean, in Little League, I started off as a running back, and I was top 10 in the country running back, and I was used to winning. When I got to high school, my first season we were winning, and then the next 2 years we went 4-6. and then I think 6-5. So I wasn't really used to losing like that. Once I got to Armwood, we put together a plan. Tyler, Cam, they transferred. Bellamy, they transferred from Sumner, which I was supposed to go to Sumner until Coach Ashwood got fired. But they all transferred into Armwood, and it was basically like everybody that had plans and goals to go big and like strive. We all decided to go to the same school. So like Armwood was like the middle school. So once we got there, everybody in the locker room on the same page. You give me all you got, I give you all I got, and we win. And that's really what transformed and showed me that it was a different side of football than just going out there and playing ball. We staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning watching film. After hard games, we getting up 6 in the morning to go watch film. Training on off days. It's just something that I never experienced.
I feel you. So, obviously your game, big time linebacker. Where do you feel like the passion for the game come from? Your skill set, is it from your pops? Like he played, beforehand, or where's your game come from?
My dad, he did. My dad played at coming out of high school. He was actually supposed to be going to Miami. He was committed to Miami. He ended up going to Iowa, and then from Iowa, he played at Bethune. So I got a lot of my skill from my dad. I grew up watching Ray Lewis, Cam Chancellor. I was on him a lot. I, of course, was playing running back. So Marshawn Lynch, just dog mentality, seeing greed, and that's where I wanted to be. So that's where I see myself at, and I'm gonna keep pushing to be there.
I got you, bro. We'll pass my co-host, man. Chop it up with you and pass it back.
Yes, sir.
So you touched a little bit on your recruitment, how it's really blown up, and you've kind of gone crazy, hopping on everybody's radars of late.
Yes, sir.
And it's not over. You still got a little bit to go. Do you enjoy this recruitment process, or is this something you're kind of ready to sort of wrap up and move on with things?
I'd say it got its own pros and cons. I enjoy it because of like this is experience that my family's never had. This is experience that like you never get again. The recruiting process. Once you get somewhere, you become another player. So taking everything and everything that everybody's offering, taking all that with a grain of salt, and being able to break it down, understand what I'm being offered, the opportunity, how many linebackers are already on roster, the average height and weight. It's a fun process, and I know after this, the game of football won't be for fun anymore. It'll be a job. So I'm taking it lightly right now.
Man, you handling things perfect. We always tell everybody take every visit you can and enjoy it because, like you said, it won't happen again. So you taking everything the right way. Talk about the Miami offer a little bit. Kind of how did that come to pass, and kind of talk about your interactions with the staff and that sort of thing.
Going into the season, the kickoff classic at Armwood, I think I had 3 Power 4 O's. I had Maryland, I had Florida State, and I had Michigan State. And I was just playing in front of a whole new set of eyes at Trash Powell. Everybody know that stadium swing. Playing in front of coaches, I just had in my mindset I had the ball. So I played hard that game. I snapped. I had about 13 tackles, a couple big hits, a couple forced fumbles, a sack. And I just remember walking off the field and like 3 reporters, rivals reporters, they came up to me. They was like, "Who are you?" This and that. I was like, I thought like because at Hillsboro, coming out of Hillsboro with Power 4 O's, any offers, I was the man. So when they was asking like who I am, I was like, "Dang, y'all don't know who I am." It was like who I am. I told them who I was. I did a little interview, and I got on the bus. I say about 4 minutes up the road, Coach D Train called Gerard Pringle, and he handed me the phone, and we basically chopped it up, and he told me that I had the offer right then and there. By the time I got off the bus, I seen articles, like 3 or 4 different articles about me, about my game, and it was just like from there it took off.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick that happens, right? You go, like you said, you come off the field, who are you? And then by the time you get there, you got all these articles and all this media going crazy. So, like you said, take it all with a grain of salt. And it sounds like you're handling it well. Have you had a contact with the like position coaches, DCs, Coach D, Nick, linebacker coach, guys like that?
Yes, sir. I'm in contact with Coach D Nick, Coach D Train, Coach Fields, Coach Cristobal. They contact me every day. We got a group chat. We talk every day.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Any idea when you want to kind of make a final decision?
I planned on making a decision. At first, I planned on making a decision before the season started, just in case of injury, I'd be somewhere. And then after my recruitment started blowing up,
Hmm.
I planned on like the first schools that started talking to me because I'm about relationships. I build a relationship with you now, so when it's time to get there, because I'm all about relationships. So when it's time to commit, I'll have a relationship with a coach. I won't just be there off just being an athlete that can ball. So I planned on making one. I think uh, it was like the third game of the season. I planned on making a decision. I made a top 10 list and all, and then 20 more O's came swooping in. So it's like every time I think I'm narrowing it down, I'm narrowing the list, I'm getting offered more.
Yeah, those offers are probably going to continue to come in, seeing your game and all that stuff. The more you're getting on, so that's no surprise. You visited in Louisville recently,
Yes, sir. Last
right?
week before the
Yeah,
hurricane.
got you. Uh, Miami going to be in Louisville this week, and you gonna be able to tune in at all? You going to watch?
I actually got an official visit to Illinois this weekend, but I plan on going to tune in. My OV date for Louisville was supposed to be Miami weekend, but as I seen before, going to school on a visit when they lose, it's not too fun at the visit. So I wanted to go see a game that they would guarantee win, and they end up losing anyway to SMU. So that was pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Last question from me anyway. As you look at all these programs and kind of make your final decision, some things that kind of stick out that is important to you and the family, things you're really looking for in the program.
Yes, sir. I look at how fast they produce linebackers, what rate they produce linebackers. Of course, as far from my parents, they look at the academics side of things. I look at how many linebackers they got in the depth chart, the average height and weight when they come in, the average height and weight when they leave. Uh, do they stay true to their word? Of course, NIL is a new part of the game, so
Mm,
that's something to take consideration. A couple of schools that offer me different deals, like some schools offering me getting me cars, some schools offering housing for my parents wherever I go. So it's like
mm.
it's different things I got to take into consideration.
Yeah, it's a different game for sure. That's my last question, man. Just saying real quick to you, you talked about some adversities you went through. Man, it happens. It sounds like you really you rebounded the right way. You know, when those things
Yes, sir.
happen, you go one or two ways, and I can tell you head in the right direction. Um, don't matter where you come from, man. It matters where you're going, and you're going somewhere. So, no, none of that holds you back, man. Keep your head up, and best of luck to you. We'll look forward to seeing you again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So we got to put a few more for you, man, and we'll get you out of here for the rest of the night. Real quick, before we get into it, what's your current measurables, your height and weight?
At Louisville, I measured in at 6'4", 220, 222. But as of last night, I was 226. So I'm gaining weight. My playing weight is at 225.
I got you. So, like you said, you grew up watching Ray Lewis and Marshawn Lynch and some of the other guys. Is that kind of how you model your game after somebody like Ray Lewis, or is it somebody that's more new age? Because Ray Lewis, that old school linebacker, game's kind of changed. There's somebody out there, maybe like a Fred Warren or somebody, you model your game after now.
Fred Warner definitely. Patrick Queen, another one. It'd be between them two right now, but I see myself as like the hard hitter Ray Lewis that can still run, like a Cam Chancellor almost. He can come down and hit, but he can still move side to side. But Ray Lewis with the mentality, I see Ed Reed, something like that.
I got you. I got you. So, obviously, like you said, the game is kind of changing. It's adapting. Do you see yourself more as a run stopper, or do you want to be kind of more versatile? Because you could do it both. You can put your hand in your dirt, and you can get out and come off the middle of the field. So, what do you see your game like?
I see my game is doing both. Very versatile. I can guard receivers. I can shed blocks linemen, and I can come downhill and hit running backs. I've been offered by a couple of schools at an edge position, but I know I don't want to play that at the next level. So schools like Miami. When I came to Miami, my first time visiting, they actually got me on the phone with Ray Lewis. So that was another big plus in the as far as recruiting.
Gotcha, gotcha. So obviously, Miami's got a big game this weekend, but the next weekend, that Florida State game, you and a few guys coming down for that.
Yes, sir. I look forward to bringing some of the guys down there to that game.
I got you. Gerard in your ear often.
I talk to Gerard a lot. It probably would be a good thing for us to probably go to school together. Like I go to school. I'm not really stuck on staying in Florida, or I'm not stuck on leaving Florida. It's whatever. But being in a dorm and kicking off my career with one of my dogs, I knew Gerard for a long time, so yeah, that'll be good.
So I want to talk about him real quick, right? So we've had him on the show a few times. So Gerard, right? A lot of people like to put him as a small scat back. How you see Gerard? Like his playing style? What you see Gerard like?
That's just a dog. I done seen Gerard do everything. I've seen Gerard get at running back and run from 300. I done seen Gerard get at slot and go deep. I done seen him take back kick returns. I done seen him line up at safety and come downhill and make tackles. So whatever we need him to do on the team, he has no problem doing. He put his body on the line for the team where we can win, knowing he has the future he has, and that takes a dog. So you must respect to Gerard.
Yeah, that's our guy, man. He's been on here a few times. So there's a tweet going around on Twitter often. Hashtag Armwood to the U. What's your take on that? I'm not telling you to give any hints on what you're doing, but what's your
I
take
am.
on
Give
that?
us some hints on what you're doing.
What's your take
Nah,
on that around Armwood? Like, is that like you hear that as other people, talking, or is that just kind of Twitter?
nah, that's real life. Arnwood, Miami is probably the most brought up school in the locker room. Everybody talks about Miami. They probably offered probably about 6 or 7 guys on the team. So everybody talks about, shoot, we all play at the next level. Miami, Miami, Miami. Gerard already there. I go. Uh, a lot of us can be able to go together and play. So that's probably one of the offers that majority of us share. Tyler, me, Cameron, G. That's probably one of the O's that everybody. Jalen Waters. That's one of the O's that everybody shares. So
I got you. I got you. So I want to get into your season real quick before we get you out of here for the rest of the night, man. So you guys are starting off strong in the season, looking like one of the best teams in the state, man. Obviously, the goal is state. How are you guys feeling going into now? Y'all's back half of the season. Y'all still feeling strong. Is there a game that you kind of like, man, I got this one circled. That's the one I'm waiting for. What you
uh,
feeling like?
pretty much, we got through all the hard nicks and bruises of the season. We played Tech. We came out up top. We played my old school Hillsborough. That was a big game for me. We came out on top. As far as for the rest of the season, we beat Plant. That was another rivalry. Came out on top. So as far as the rest of the season, we got Wharton, Riverview, Steinbrenner, and Sickles. Sickles hasn't won a game, and God knows how long. We should beat them pretty badly. I know Wharton got beat by Tech 74-0. I think they're like 1-4 this year, so we should beat them pretty badly. Steinbrenner, they come out hard every year, but there's no team that can play with us. So that'll probably be the next game that I'm looking forward to. But I know Sickles, Riverview, and Wharton, they're not too good this year. Riverview lost to Hillsborough by 30. We beat Hillsborough by 40.
So is there, obviously a team maybe in the playoffs that maybe you're looking forward to if it squalays?
I'm looking forward to Osceola. I know they running backs ranked somewhere close to G, so I'm looking forward to shutting him down
Yeah,
all game. I'm looking forward to shutting him down all game. Make sure we can keep that comparison on a put an end to that. And yeah, Osceola. But how's it looking as far as playoffs? We'll play Durant and Plant again, and then we'll play Osceola and like Wiregrass or something, and then we'll be at state. So I don't see no teams beating us right now, and we're ranked number 1 in our division.
I got you. Last one, man. You got any family ties to this U?
Uh, nah, I know a couple kids on the roster. I know Booker Pickett and a couple commits. Of course, I know G. I know Booker. My dad was committed there.
Right.
Uh, I got a lot of people that my head coach, and Little League. He's a big fan of Miami. My trainer is a big fan of Miami, so it's a lot of people that pours into the program.
Gotcha. Well, quick before you get out of here, man, shout yourself out. Where to follow you, Twitter, Instagram, where you want people to tune in for the last few months of your recruitment.
Yes, sir. Y'all go tap in on Twitter, Kellen Wiley Jr. on Instagram, 1UH.9_. Checking in from Arnwood High School.
And go follow Pops too, man. He a trip on X too, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
bro, appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time. Obviously, we'll be locked in. Anything you need, you can hit us up. We always here, bro. Enjoy your night, man, and good luck this season.
You too. Appreciate that.
No problem,
Thank
man.
you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. Obviously, big time linebacker target for Miami. Probably one of the biggest. I can't wait to see that kid finish his high school career. Hopefully, commit to Miami and get down here. Right quick before we get back into this next segment, man. If you're following us right now on Twitter or anything, go to the YouTube page, subscribe, like. We are getting this thing off the ground. Sebastian Lane behind the mask every week, bringing all the bangers to you, man. So please go hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll be doing this every week, man. Every Monday, 8 o'clock we start, and yeah, we do this every week, man.
I think that was one of my favorites right there. I think that we done
Bro,
that young man right there. I love he talked about his adversity so openly. A lot of young men don't do that, and you can tell he's handled things. Obviously, a good support system, and that's
100%.
super important. But you can tell he's handled things the right way. Like I said, when things like that happen, especially at that age, you go one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And he was headed that other way, man. He said it. And to be able to get it back, but get it back at this level and look where he's at now. If How can you not pull for that young man right there, man? Best of luck to him. That's
Absolutely.
good stuff. That's
And
good
I
stuff.
didn't even know his pops was committed to Miami at one
I did.
point. So
Yeah, yeah, that's good stuff, man. Good
yeah.
stuff.
So obviously, we don't have another guest on tonight. Only had one opportunity, obviously, with his hurricanes, man. Prayers to anybody that's been affected by Helene, Milton. I just seen what's going on in Mexico with the floods and all that from the hurricane.
Yeah,
So, man, my condolences to anybody that's been affected by this. Prayers to everybody that's going through something right now through these storms and anything else. Um, but obviously, games getting moved to Monday night, and it's been one of those type of days, man. So, but let's get into Louisville. So, obviously, 4-2. They just come off I think they just beat Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, this past Saturday, and obviously feeling some momentum going in. They're going to have full. Like, I hope they have our full attention. We're definitely going to. They're going to have full focus on us, ready to upset one of the top 10 teams in the country. So when you look into this Louisville team, right, it hasn't been as good as last year. They have some slip and falls. They're young on certain positions, stuff like that. What's your take on Louisville?
yeah. So you look at their season. They had the first two kind of gimme games, right? And they come out and put up, big time points. Looked really good, and then, as game by game, you kind of see their point total on offense is kind of dwindled down a little bit. They struggled a little bit. But what worries me, this is probably going to keep me awake until that game, is chunk plays. I'm worried about that. You mentioned their run game earlier. Got to do
I
balling out through freshmen. They've got another running back. Both those cats averaging over 8 yards a carry. Got a couple wide receivers. They got another running back averaging about 6. A couple wide receivers, 20 yards a catch. Big play guy. It just takes a couple, and that seems to be our Achilles heel so many times is those chunk
100%.
plays. We'll be like looking good, winning the battles, and then pow, 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? And that's got me worried on this game. I think if we can figure that part out, I'm not too worried, honestly, overall.
Right.
We should be able to score points, ourselves. Offense should come out. But it, I know we say this a lot, but you ask me this how I feel. I would love to see us come out and do what we should do. Come out, get up on them and just continue play a complete game from start to finish. I want to see that on the road. It's a noon game.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot. It's a noon game, and again, I think we're going to have to learn to play. Like you said, we're going to get everybody's best, and we got to learn to play that role going
Right.
forward. 6-0. You see the hate across the country, and don't fall into all this hype and all that. Like I said, people are doing that for one reason only. They hope we buy into it and hope it bites us in the ass. So, come out, learn how to play as the team that they're going to come after. And I want to see us come out and play a complete game, man. Shut those chunk plays down, put up our offense. Let's make some tackles on defense, get that win, and come home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Louisville has quite a few Miami guys, right?
Yeah.
Don is over there, Corey Brooks, Isaac Brown. Like there's Louisville wants this just as bad as we do. This is a game Louisville, Braum, and all those guys had circled, to come and prove it right back to us and let the nation know like, hey, we are still we had a bad start to the season, but we do want, to compete for this ACC championship game because at the moment, I mean, it can go anyway. But I think this is going to be a massive game for our D line. Like we have to get guys in there that can stop that run because, like you said, he can kick, man, he can cut us bad. That dude's quick, twitchy, small. He can get in those little tight areas and get out of there. And I think guys like Simeon Barrow, who's had a great start to this year, he's got to step it up. Bring it to a whole nother level. We need guys like Tyler Barron to get back on track. Like he's kind of, I want to say faded, but that first few games, man, I thought we had us a defensive end that was about to be up in New York for the Heisman Trophy winner. That dude was balling out his mind. Obviously, that's crazy, but that dude was playing ridiculous. You got Ruben Bain back. Elijah Austin got announced today; he'll be back. Obviously, Jalen Rivers. So your O line is now back functional. D-line looks healthy. It's time to get back to how we looked, and no better time to get healthy than getting into your second half of the season. Obviously, still some guys out like Damari Brown and stuff like that. That's going to always kind of affect us, but not even just the running game, bro. That Ja'Cory Brooks, man, he's been balling out his mind lately, and one-on-one matchups, man, he's been winning them. So, whoever gets put on him, DP, Jadeus, whoever, they got to bring it fully. But I think this game needs to be a testament to our safeties. Like they need to play better, right?
Yeah.
Like, taking the right lanes and, making the right angles to come downhill, make tackles. We can't let these dudes get outside on us. Like that's been one of our weaknesses. Cal exploded that. Virginia Tech did it. USF is one who really started it. We've got to do something. And I know Guidry come out today and said, hey, we're prepared. I think we're ready to come in and show what we can do. Okay, that's cool. But it's time to put money to pay dirt. Let's go out and actually prove this because we played insane ball the first half of the year. Our first, I guess 3 games or whatever. So let's get back to that. Let's get on track and let's ride. I actually like this right here. Gregory Crumbly says we need more zone defense. -0 for I don't know what he said, but zone to man is the answer. Zone will help out with chunk plays. That's absolutely correct. I've been screaming that from day one. Especially when USF was cutting us, the Virginia Tech definitely exploited it. We do need to. I don't want to completely go away from man, but we need to mix it up. You've got to be able to play multiple schemes, bro. That's been Guidry's greatness of play calling. So hopefully that changes. Hopefully he gets his shit together this week because we really need to bring it. Like these dudes. One thing about it, and I don't think enough credit goes to it, but our linebackers have been playing incredible. Wes, Popo, and even the guys coming in, like Chase has made a few great plays, and Darius Hayes, when he's made them when he's got in, Bobby Pruitt. Like those young guys, bro, they're coming. Kiko's got to get, that middle linebacker locked down. I mean, he come downhill quick, bro, but I don't want to see him out in space. Put Wes out there to, run with these guys. I don't want to see Kiko out there chasing a slot receiver. So, but this defense got to get it back together. At the end of the day, we've given up over 30 points in the last. No, I'm sorry, not the last 3 games. Last 2 games for sure. We got to get that back down. We got to shut it down. And this is a good week to show that, to be prepared. And all seriousness, I hope for no injuries this week, man.
Oh,
None. I would hope it's for every week, but man, I want us fully healthy to kick the teeth in to the boys in South Alabama.
yeah.
I want them boys to. I want them to lose more than what they already lost in their mouth already. So, and they got. I mean, bro. I just seen. I didn't realize it till somebody else said it. DJU is out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
Hmm.
they may not win another game.
Yeah.
They really might not win another game.
Yeah. Yeah. He's out, and I hate that for him. Right. I hate it.
I
I
don't.
absolutely hate it.
Absolutely don't.
You see where I'm going with it, but uh, yeah, no, he's dumb, man. From what they're saying, so like I said, it's what an opportunity this week to lead into that, right? And again, everybody likes to throw that upside down. Now everybody wants to do Cam Ward, Selly, and all that. So, we've got a target, man. We've got that target on us now. So you're going to have to learn to play that way because every time you come out playing, you think Florida State not going. I mean, their
They
season's
won't.
done.
Yeah.
Their season's done, and they would not will have nothing worse than to kind of put a damper on ours of all people. So you're going to get their best shot, man. No matter who's out there, you're going to get their best shot. You got to figure that out. I
And
agree with you on the defense. I agree with you on the safeties. I agree on the zone, all that. Now I just want to see it, right? So if we can sit here and figure that out, let's see it on the field Saturday.
we need to see a mistake. And
Mistake-free football.
we've had the oopsies with turnovers, right? Like
Yeah.
Cam's turned the ball over a few times. We've had a few little fumbles that have just not went our way. Obviously, if you clean that up, but we haven't had that many turnovers. We'll get one interception or whatever here and there, but bro,
Yeah, the
fumbles like the big
yeah.
play, we just haven't had it.
And the interceptions, I'll be honest with you, I get it, man. There's a few I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? But
Mhm.
then when a man comes back and just throws another one, or a touchdown, I mean, right after that, and just recovers back, you kind of got to take that when you got a gunslinger back there. So it's just sort of part of it.
Yeah,
But the stupid penalties, just the dumb stuff, this right
yeah,
here. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily, turning it over and do stupid things like that. It's the penalties at the wrong times, a 15-yarder here and things
right.
like that. You got to stop that because once you get that reputation, you know what happens. Team's going to be in your ear. And
100%.
you're in that part of the season where you're not going to recover from that every single time. You could do it first 3 or 4 games, the teams you play, but not now getting into the meat of the season. And every game now is so important being conference games. So you can't afford those anymore. You got to clean that stuff up.
Yeah, and I mean, no matter how we chop it up, spin it, whatever people want to say, I mean, our schedule. You look at some of these reports coming out, our strength of record is top 3 in the country.
Yeah.
So, we still have Duke, who's 5-1, and I know is Duke, but still 5-1 team. You still got to take them serious.
You
Georgia
talk
Tech.
you talk about somebody would be happy to put an L on us. There's
Oh,
another one.
absolutely.
There's another one. Almost every game you can find something in there to give that other team a little motivation, little bulletin board material. So
Yeah, you got Georgia Tech, who's 4-2. They got a mobile quarterback, which we
yeah.
just have never been great at stopping. They also got Malik Rutherford, who's a Miami or South Florida guy. I know he's going to want to do what he do. And then Syracuse is like I think 4-2 as well. I mean, there's some games that you still gotta. It ain't no cupcakes, man.
I
No
mean,
matter how these dumbass ops try to swing it and oh, y'all play a weak schedule, bro. Ain't no such thing. As we seen Vanderbilt beat
bro,
Bama. I like Idaho almost beat, had Oregon struggling. I don't want to hear that shit.
yeah. We watch football every Saturday, right? Not just Miami. I know you do. You got more TVs in a sports bar sitting over there. I've seen your setup, but you see every week. It don't matter. You got to show up every single week, right? You've seen what Vanderbilt's been doing. You've seen a lot of these teams. Every single week is important, and every single week there's 2 or 3 teams that fall. And I would rather be on this side of an ugly win than this side with an ugly loss, right? I'd rather us be sitting here bitching and complaining because we won barely, but we won. So you got to win every single week, man. And like I said, you see it every week. It happens. I just don't want to fall into that.
1,000%. Before we get out of here, man, you got a prediction for the Louisville game?
Yeah, I'll go. Like I said, I mentioned the chunk plays. Only thing I can do is kind of go on what I've seen. I don't know what's going to happen Saturday, so you got to go on what I've seen. So I got to kind of think they'll break off a couple. obviously I have us winning. Um, I'll go something like I'll go Miami. I'll go like 44-23.
Okay, real quick, Miss Wilson, or no Wiley, I don't know why, but appreciate your son, man. You've done
Oh
an
man,
amazing job. Obviously, we're glad to have you and Pops on at any time as well. But amazing job for what y'all have done for that young man.
yeah,
So
our kind words are the least of it. Y'all have done amazing work there with him. You can
absolutely,
tell. We talk to enough of these young men. You can just tell. And there's some greatness in that young man right there. Watch and see wherever he goes. Hopefully, it's in the orange and green. But
100%,
wherever he ends up, man, nothing but best wishes.
without a doubt, without a doubt. Um, Louisville, I don't know, man. I don't want to give them too much credit because I think they still kind of up and down. And I mean, they're going to bring their A game because obviously they want the upset, storm the field, do it the normal, how they upset top 10 teams. But I don't know, man. I think we finally cracked 40 again. I'll say around 42-24, somewhere around there. I think our defense finally steps it up. Hopefully that tight end gets completely shut down this.
Yeah,
But we'll see, man. Like I said, I think Wesley and those guys are more prepared and ready for kind of what these guys do. So, but hey, man, like I said, we are on our own platform now. Shout out to our guy Flo. But please go like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, get that thing up. We have 160 in the building right now. So please hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're watching on X, appreciate y'all, man. As always, it's all about the you.